What's up, guys? I'm here with Travis Marziani.
Marziani.
And I want to talk about your journey with Amazon because it's pretty unique. I want to talk about all the steps, get a bit technical, from product research to creating the listing to marketing the listing and launching it because it's very unique the way you did it.
Yeah.
And then to how you automated the whole process now to where you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's generating what, 50,000 a month on Amazon?
Right about there.
So do you want to start by sharing who you are first?
Sure. So my name's Travis. I had a corporate job, pretty good paying corporate job. Quit that cold turkey about 6 years ago. Started selling dance clothing. Started a company with my mom selling dance clothing online. Struggled doing that for a few years. And at one point I even had to move back in with my parents, which was a huge blow. Moved back in with my parents. And that's where I realized I wanted to sell something that I was actually passionate about. I didn't want to just sell dance clothing anymore, which ate up a piece of my soul as I was doing that. So I had this idea for the company, which we'll share later in the video. Yeah. I'll do a teaser for that. I had an idea for this company, and basically this is where there's 7 steps I think to launching a product on Amazon, like creating a really unique product and launching it on Amazon. And the first one's the idea. So I can share the idea now. Basically, the way I came up with an idea is, and I think everyone should do, is scratch your own itch. Create something that you wish existed in the world that doesn't yet exist. Mm-hmm. And for me, I've always been interested in health, fitness, nutrition. I was really interested in like healthy fat and all natural products. And when I say all natural, I mean like really just real food, no junk, no filler. And if you go to the grocery store, everything has something artificial, something, it could be, it's all natural, made with stevia, that's an extract, or made with, whatever. I wanted something that was healthy fat and all natural. And so I came up with a nut butter product, macadamia, coconut, cashew, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, that's it. So that was the idea. That's only the first step of the journey.
At that point, did you know you want to sell it on Amazon?
I did. So I'm a huge fan, so after selling in e-commerce for so long, I started looking like, what are other people doing that worked really well? And there was 2 things that jumped out. Amazon was one of them, because I saw all these people they just started on Amazon and they're doing these huge numbers, and I'm a little bit jealous because I'm like, man, I've been grinding and I've been trying to sell this dance clothing and it's not working. And these people are selling some junk on Amazon and they're doing, $100,000. So that was one. The other one, which I'm sure we'll talk about, is Kickstarter. Because I saw a lot of people also selling stuff on Kickstarter, and I'm like, how are they making so much money when it's a lot of times it's junk, and a lot of times they don't even fulfill the Kickstarter. Yeah, that's, to me, the first step's the idea. The second step is branding it, which, you talk about a lot. And it doesn't have to be a perfect brand. It's just coming up with some kind of who's your ideal customer, which was a lot easier for me because I am my ideal customer. So I know what the customer wants.
So you looked in the mirror and then you took notes.
I looked in, I created an avatar, which is just like, what does my ideal customer look like? Took a picture of me, put it on there. Like, what kind of magazines do they read? What kind of influencers do they look at on Instagram? Which I'm like, who do I follow on Instagram? I got Tim Ferriss over here and, all these other different people. So a basic brand. And then the third step, which I think was the real key, and I've talked to you a lot about this, was creating what I call a product launch group. And a product launch group is basically, it could be a Facebook group. It could be a Discord server. I don't use that. But a Facebook group where you get all your family and friends in, sure, but that's not the important part. You get all your potential customers in. So you get people from Instagram that are interested in your product and have them join, and you probably have a lot of good strategies on how you could get people into a Facebook group. You have them join this Facebook group, and this is the key. They help you develop your product. They help you develop your brand. And then for the later stages, when you go to launch it on Kickstarter and on Amazon, they're first in line. Mm-hmm. Like, I got 50 reviews within the first week of launching my product because these people just were such huge brand advocates of it. So I can go down all the different steps of the formula if you want.
Yeah, so when you got people into the Facebook group, were they joining for the idea or for the specific product? Did you have that product ready?
I had the general idea of the product. I knew it was going to be a macadamia, coconut, and cashew blended nut butter. That was pretty much it. Okay. I think my bio said, macadamia, coconut, cashew blended nut butter, join to enter for the chance to win a free box and for updates.
And at that point, did you validate the demand with Amazon? Did you check if people are searching for it?
No, it didn't exist. I mean, there's no product like this. There was other nut butters, but they were almond butter made for a mom and kids. So that's something that's, I think, a little bit different with what I do. Is I don't sell products that already exist. I try to create something relatively new. Same thing, we talked about it. I helped my girlfriend create Vino cards.
I'll get it in a second.
Yeah, I can grab it if you want. Or...
What the fuck am I doing?
Wish I had filmed that.
All right. Yeah. So that's your girlfriend's product.
Yeah, so I helped my girlfriend create this basically flashcard, like wine flashcards. It's like a wine tasting game, and there's nothing out there like this. So I couldn't really validate it using Amazon tools or using Jungle Scout. The way I validated it was using a Kickstarter, saying, and even before that, I validated it saying, hey, will you join a Facebook group? If no one's willing to join your Facebook group,
forget about it.
Yeah, your idea sucks.
And that's your product.
Yeah, this is my product, Performance Nut Butter.
Yeah, it's so nice, so clean.
Oh, thank you.
These people were interested in it, but how did you know that people in the future would be organically interested in it on Amazon? Did you check with Jungle Scout and all these things?
No, I didn't. I looked at somewhat related products. Okay, so maybe that's something I did do, is I looked at, first off, other nut butters. It's not really a one-to-one comparison, but what about the keto space? I knew that my product is a keto-friendly product. Okay, there's a lot of different things that are fueling keto people on Amazon. Well, this is just another keto snack. Okay. So yeah, that is true. I did look at other keto snacks. Same thing with the wine flashcards. I looked at wine books and I said, okay, well, if people are willing to spend, if 1,000 people a month are buying this $20 wine book, and there's 50 different wine books on there, instead of making another wine book, why don't we make flashcards? That's different, but it's still the same people. So yeah, you're right. I did validate it with that.
Yeah, because if you get a bunch of people that are excited about it now, then you'd either have to get new people always, or you rely on Amazon, which is what you want to do.
Yeah, no, so you're right. I found related products and made sure that this was, there was demand.
How did you source this? Did you do the whole China route the way we do it?
No, so the box itself is China, but then everything else is made in the USA. It's because food products specifically, it's a little bit harder with FDA rules. You want to have it made in the USA, but it's a similar thing. I'm sure if I looked at my steps for manufacturing and your steps, they're the same. You find a supplier, you tell them what you want to happen, and they make it happen or they don't.
And in terms of the mix, are you some scientist that was able to create this? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so that's the funny. I'm definitely not a scientist. I did study biomedical engineering, but that has nothing to do with my product. And my girlfriend, so funny enough, she's not a sommelier. She's just like a regular girl that likes wine. And
she's not a professional.
No, she's not a professional. That was actually her fear. She's like, well, I'm not an expert at this. I'm like, in full honesty, we looked up Wikipedia articles for each of the different wines and figured out which wines we want to put on there, figured out not the nutrition, like the tasting notes, the smell notes. You don't have to be an expert to do this stuff. But for me, a big part of it was getting a blender and just blending up different flavors. So I tried a lot of different things. And the big test was I'd give it to my parents. And if my parents said it tasted good, this was the only blend that they said tasted good. Most of them, they said tasted like dirt. But there is some, I know nutrition. I like that stuff. So I knew that macadamia nuts were high in certain types of healthy fat, coconuts all the rage, and high in medium chain triglycerides. And then the cashews have some other benefits as well. But it's just all stuff you can find on Wikipedia. I'm no expert at this stuff. Okay,
so you had the product, created the formula. And then how did you start getting your first list of interested people to launch? What was your launch strategy with all the moving pieces?
Yeah, so the first part was Instagram played a huge role. Basically, I posted on Instagram. I think the first photo I posted was just the first sample I made. And it was just saying, hey guys, I'm launching this product. Click the link in the bio if you're interested. In like I said, the bio had a link to an email capture. And then from the email capture, basically I'd send them a personal email. I automated this. There's ways to automate it, but it looks like a personal email where I'd ask them, hey, thanks so much for your interest in Performance Nut Butter. What do you do for fun? Which is just a way for me to have a conversation with them. I wanted to know who these people were. I wanted to know more about my customers, but I also wanted to have this conversation. Then from there, I just told them, if you want an extra chance to win, please join the product launch group on just the Facebook group. And then the other part of the element is in the Facebook group, I'd ask them questions about every single element of the product. I said, hey guys, I went to 99 Designs and here's 5 different designs for the logo. Which one do you guys like best? And they'd pick and I'd say, okay, this is the winner. And then from there, I show them the packaging. And I like telling this story. The packaging originally was all black and white. And I posted a picture and I was really excited about it. Yeah, I posted a picture in the Facebook group. I was really excited about it. I thought it was great. And then someone mentioned the fact that, it should have color. Otherwise it doesn't look like food. So then I made the nuts on the front of the package color instead of black and white. And my initial reaction when someone said, it should have color was, no, you don't understand the brand. What are you talking about? But then I slept on it and I'm like, oh God, they're so right. And there was a lot of things like that. A lot of small examples where I'm like, I thought that this product would be perfect if it looked like this or if it tasted like this. And then people would say you're crazy.
Yeah, so instead of asking your friends for advice, you're asking the actual customer for advice.
Exactly, yeah.
It makes your life easier and your risk so much lower.
Yep, and they care a lot more. Like your friends and family, they care once you start having some success with it. But I feel like early on, they're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, it looks great.
Yeah.
Like my mom's like, oh my God, good job on everything. But they don't really care to the same degree as your customers.
Yeah. But then they're excited to get the product first because they feel like they created it with you.
Exactly.
So that's your launch list.
That's the launch list. And I also at the same time would get their email a lot of times because they would, from Instagram, they'd give me their email and then I'd get them into the launch group. But I really hit all that hard.
Nice. So Instagram, email, then Facebook group.
Yeah, Instagram, email, then Facebook group, yeah.
You kind of had 2 launches, one for the Kickstarter campaign, and then one for the product itself.
Yep.
How did the Kickstarter campaign work?
Yeah, for the Kickstarter, I raised about $15,000, which was really good. It was good validation more than anything, because I realized if $15,000 worth of people were gonna buy it 3 months before they got it, I probably have a good product.
Well, not just validation, it's just good cash flow for you.
Yeah. So
was it all the amount that you needed to source?
No, so I did, it ended up being like $25,000 total. I ended up cashing out part of my 401k and all this different stuff. And this was a big deal for me. I mean, again, going back to my story, at the time I had a struggling dance clothing business that I wasn't passionate about, but I felt obligated to work on. And now all of a sudden this side project, because part of the thing, I don't actually tell this part of the story anymore. I was working on this 1 day a week. My goal was to do 1 day a week for 30 weeks. Basically, or 30 days. I wanted to work on this for 30 days. I vlogged the whole experience. This was my first attempt at vlogging, and not the prettiest. You can check it out on my channel. But it was cool to share the story with people. So I gave myself 30 days to work on this before launching it on Kickstarter. I'm pretty happy with how much I was able to raise in those 30 days. But yeah, another big thing, how I knew this was going to be successful was when I went to launch it. I was going to launch it at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. And I was really excited. My girlfriend was next to me and she wanted to be the first one to purchase it. So I decided to release it a little bit earlier. I launched it at 5:57 a.m. So a few minutes earlier. And by the time my girlfriend purchased it, she was the 6th person to buy it, which means 5 people were sitting there refreshing the page, just waiting to pre-buy something they weren't gonna get for 3 months, which I still don't understand, but they were that big. They wanted to support me. They wanted to support this company that they helped create. And that's something, no offense to private labeling, you just don't get no one cares enough about private labeling to do that. Yeah.
Especially the way that people do it.
Especially typical. Yeah.
So you launched a Kickstarter and then those people bought your product on Amazon the first week, the first few days?
Yeah, so I did Kickstarter and then it was a few months later. I went on Amazon.
How does Kickstarter work? You need a video?
Oh yeah. So I did have a video, and to be fair, I did spend a few $1,000s on the video. Probably was a waste. I probably could have done a video like this and done almost as well.
Because they know your face, right?
They knew my face, and maybe it wasn't a waste. I mean, like I said, I spent a few $1,000s. Who knows? I didn't properly split test it, but I felt like most of the people that bought from me knew my story. They knew my face. They were friends of friends. Because that's another big thing I guess I didn't mention is a lot of the people in the product launch group shared it. That was a big part of my strategy actually, was saying, hey guys, I'm about to launch tomorrow. Please share this for an extra chance to win free jars. And I would send out free jars to people. And so
share the Kickstarter page?
Share the Kickstarter page, even share the video itself. So all along the way, it was me doing updates. And I said, hey guys, please click the share button and I'll pick a winner to send a free jar to. So I was trying to get not only the people in the product launch group, but their friends also involved. Because I figured if someone is a fan of the nut butter,
they probably have a friend.
They probably have friends that are also keto, paleo, vegan people, whatever.
Yeah. So you built an awesome brand out of nothing.
Yeah.
Working 1 day a week.
Yeah.
And then you built something very valuable, which is an audience that's excited about the brand.
Yeah.
So now have you launched more products other than this?
No, I'm about to. I'm going to be launching a cacao one, and I'm going to be vlogging a lot of that.
Nice.
So yeah.
I'll link his YouTube channel in the description below, guys. Check it out. Yeah. I want to ask you about how you've automated this whole thing.
Honestly, it's real. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I had another question.
Yeah.
What are some failures that you've learned from?
Either
Amazon specific or just business in general?
I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna do one about my last company and one about this company. So from my last company, it was having too many SKUs, doing our own production, which obviously most Amazon people don't deal with. But my last company, dance clothing company, we made everything to order, 80,000 different SKUs.
What?
Yeah, it was just a ton.
It was you and your mom?
Me and my mom.
Whoa.
So the way it worked is our unique selling point was 200 plus colors. So we kept inventory of we had employees, by the way. At first it was just me and my mom, but we kept inventory of the fabric. And sometimes if we got an order, we'd drive to downtown LA, buy the fabric and make it later. Actually, my mom would. I never did that. My mom would do that. But as we scaled up, we hired people. We still have the business. My mom doesn't cut, sew, do any of that stuff. So like she manages it. We have probably like 10 employees or so. But that business, it makes, let's say, $500,000, $600,000 revenue a year, but only like $40,000 profit because there's just so much overhead. There's so much, well, also there's a lot of inventory. And like, because there's so many SKUs, we have inventory of a bunch of stuff. So that's my number one mistake is doing that business, also doing something that I wasn't passionate about. Like that was a grind because I didn't care about writing articles. This company was easy because I knew who all the influencers were. I reached out to a lot of the influencers and said, hey, I'm gonna give you a free thing. Do you mind promoting it? And they were totally down with it. I think from my personal, this is actually a big thing I've been struggling with performance nut butter, I should say. It's been not understanding cash flow, not understanding inventory management, and not striking while the iron's hot. Like when I launched this company, I mean, it's still doing well, but it did $30,000 in revenue my second month of launching it. And at that point, I kind of sat back and relaxed, which I probably should have blew it up and really tried to grow it. The reason I didn't was cash flow and inventory.
Yeah.
I was always, all of last year, 2018, I was on the verge of running out of inventory. I was always kind of playing catch up with cash flow. And it's only recently that I have enough money in the bank to like start being like, okay, let's grow the sales, you know?
If you guys watch my videos, you know that that's me as well.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to catch up with sales and cash flow.
It's a good problem to have, but it's still a problem.
It's a problem, yeah.
And for me, the problem has been now I'm having competitors come into the space and
so now you want to launch more and
I want to launch new products and I want to grow it. Because if I would have grown this company last year as soon as like it was hot, I think these other competitors would have been nothing.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to do pretty well because I don't have a monopoly on the space.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily grow this to $1 million plus a year.
That's I think so.
One more product.
Yeah, one more product. I think honestly.
That's crazy. With just one product, you're almost at $1 million.
Yeah.
So how have you automated everything? And how much do you work on this?
I don't work on that much anymore.
Okay.
With Amazon, it's pretty easy.
So what do you have? A bunch of VAs? One VA?
I have VAs. I have a few VAs. But one of the ways I have automated growing it is they reach out to influencers. So actually that's a good tip I've learned is I want to grow my Instagram because Instagram was how I built this company and then I neglected it for most of last year. And I said, okay, I want to grow Instagram, but I don't want to take photos. I don't want to make up recipes. I don't want to do any of that stuff. My VAs can't do that because they're in the Philippines. And it's probably obvious to maybe you guys and people watching, but I'm like, okay, I'll just give free samples out to influencers and ask them, hey, I'm gonna give you a free box of PNB. In exchange, take a photo. And then I post that photo on my Instagram. And at the same time, the influencer posts it on their Instagram and maybe runs some kind of a giveaway or does something like that. And so that's kind of an easy way to build automated momentum. I'm also doing something, I haven't talked about this a lot. I'm testing where I interview influencers on my blog via messages, via emails. And my VAs do that. They send them emails and just say, hey, here's some questions we had for you. We want to post an article about you. And you got to keep in mind these people that have 1,000 followers on Instagram and want to be famous to get interviewed by a real company. Yeah, they're flattered. And then it's like, now I have a new fan. I have someone else that's like, wow, I've been on the Performance Nut Butter blog. I can't, I gotta show their product off. I gotta do like cool stuff. I can't talk about the competitors anymore. It's a test we're seeing. Yeah, so when it comes to PPC, is that something that you do or? I do, and actually to be fair, I think I'm decent at it. The way I grew my dance clothing business was AdWords and product listing, like Google Shopping ads. And I think I'm pretty good at Amazon ads, but I've turned them off. Like especially. You turn them off? Oh yeah, like last year, I spent most of last year with them off because I was running out of inventory. It was one of those things that I knew I had 6 weeks worth of inventory and it's gonna be 6 weeks until my production happens. So why don't I just turn off my ads? That's what happens when you have a unique product and you're not worried about losing ranking to competitors. Yeah. So
All right, I think that's all the questions I have about this. With your channel, what are you going to be talking about? I'll link his channel in the description below.
Yeah.
What is it called? Just Travis?
It's Travis Marziani. That's my channel. Every Tuesday, I'm doing like a tutorial Tuesday where I do a tutorial on different things. It could be AdWords. It could be something. I'm trying to do more Amazon stuff. And then Thursdays, I got Tactical Vlog Thursdays, where I do a vlog and it's, you know, kind of fun vlog style into my life, but it's more focused on the tactics because I don't think you guys care what I eat for lunch, but I think you probably are interested in some of the things that I'm doing to grow my business.
Yeah, and it's unique because you're going to be talking about, well, it's different because you're going to be talking about how to launch a unique product that's not on the market.
And I share everything. Like I share my numbers, I share my product. You know, if you do buy it, leave a review. You know,
yeah, if you guys want to buy it, check it out.
Yeah.
All right, go check out Travis' channel. If you guys like this video, please click the thumbs up. And if you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. This is my channel. And click the bell, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you, Travis, again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Peace.